Hello, everybody. This is Rob.
And Katie.
Welcome into Livin' Lovin'
Disney.
All right. We're going to start ourselves off with some Mickey Bits. Katie, why don't you take it away?
Well, we have a lot to talk about. There's quite a bit of news out there, but let's just cover some of the highlights here. First on the list is the dates for the rest of the resorts, Disney resorts, for their openings.
Is this going to include, is this all the ones that have yet to be reopened? So once these open, they're all going to be opened up by then?
Correct. We will have all of Disney resorts open before end of year.
Okay.
So here we go. And when I give you these dates, that does not mean that you wait till that date to schedule to stay at your room. These rooms, many of them, like Port Orleans and them, are opening for bookings in July. So you can already book, but you can't stay there until these dates. So
these are the actual dates that they're actually going to be open
yes.
to stay there.
So go ahead and start booking and planning. These are the opening dates for when you can stay.
Okay. So go down the list.
So we have the Polynesian. DVC part was already open, but now the part to the rest of the people out there will be open July 19th. We've already heard a lot of the DVC rooms are still being remodeled and some inconveniences there. Be patient. Those rooms need to be done too. So if you get bumped to a standard room, hey, it's been remodeled. It's actually nice. So don't whine too much. Everything has to come down at some point.
Yes.
AK Jumbo, Animal Kingdom, for those others out there that don't know what I'm talking about. Animal Kingdom Jumbo House will be opening August 26th. All-Star Music, September 16th. Port Orleans Riverside, October 14th. French Quarter, October 28th. And All-Star Sports, December 9th.
Nice. It's going to be nice to have the Jumbo House back open with the nice restaurant there. And
Boma's. I've missed Boma's.
I've missed Boma's the last...
I have.
Was it just the last time we were there, or was it the last couple times? Seems like it's been a long time since we've been to the Jumbo House.
It has been a while, but I don't know if that was
Boma's.
We couldn't get a reservation or what the situation was at the time. I know last time it was just closed.
Yeah.
And we were actually at Kadani. And
so that's going to be nice to have all these opened up again. And we love going to the Port Orleans
and getting
Riverside.
Pasta.
They've got a great food court there, and we love going there and just getting. Yeah, Katie loves the pasta there.
It's yummy.
But they do have a good food court and lots to choose from there. So
yes,
great place to stay, by the way, if you're looking to stay at a moderate resort.
It is still holds a very special place in our hearts as it began our Disney journey into Disney World. And it is a wonderful resort. No holds barred. We loved it. We did
take a little trip over to the French Quarter, too, last time. And well, not this last time, but last time we were able to.
Yeah.
And had some beignets over there. And I think you guys tried some pasta over there, too, didn't you?
They didn't have pasta. They had other stuff. But they had a food court.
But they had a decent food court. But they did have some beignets there. And I think we had some of those while we were there.
Yeah.
So, anyways. So it'd be nice to have all those resorts opened up. And for the 50th and so on and so forth.
It'll be nice. The question will be, now that they have them open, will they allow you to travel between resorts?
Well, I mean, they don't have
us down.
But they don't have the mask mandate anymore. So.
True, but they still hadn't lifted resort-to-resort hopping.
Well, we'll see.
So we'll see what they do when we get
there. It's going to be, this is the 50th anniversary. I think they're pretty much opening it up, man. But I guess we'll find out, but... I'm kind of thinking they're not going to worry about that.
I don't know how they would track it unless you're like having to show an ID to come in the door. And we walked in and out of a couple of places when they had it on lockdown and nobody carded us.
Say you're doing the gondolas. I mean, they can't really track you there. I mean, they go, I don't think, unless you got the Disney police out there.
I don't know, because, they were shut down to going to other resorts, and we went... AK into the gondolas up to Riviera.
Right.
We walked all through Riviera, and then we went up and had a meal at one point. Another time we were just walking around. Nobody ever stopped us.
No, nobody asked us. Do you have a reservation to eat here? I don't know how strict they're going to be on that. Right.
And that was when COVID was still pretty heavily masked, and we were still traveling.
And they've taken down all the dividers and all that stuff. So I'm kind of thinking that it's gonna not be an issue.
I can only hope.
Okay, so there you go. So you can go ahead and start booking, right?
Yep.
At these places. Those are the dates. The dates that we said are the dates that'll actually be open to stay there.
Yes. And
you can start booking.
There's been a shortage of room availability because a lot was closed. So this should make a lot of people happy out there that are trying really hard to get in.
And it is the 50th anniversary, so it's going to be a madhouse. So good luck.
There's a reason why they're celebrating for a year and a half, folks. You don't all have to be there in October. It's going to keep partying for a year and a half.
Might be best to go a little later so they can dial it all in,
Yeah.
So.
If it were me, I'm already scheduled to be there, but if I wasn't already scheduled, I would have been waiting a little bit because it's going to be slammed at the end of the year. I got
a question. So you have the new roller coasters. Are any of those roller coasters going to actually open up during the 50th?
During the 50th,
you got the Tron coaster and you got the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster in Epcot.
Yes, they will open during the 50th. However, they will not be open at the 50th, which is where everyone's charging down there to be there because the 50th is in October in the beginning. Right. In the beginning, these rides are not going to be open.
Right.
They may have Remy open because they've already been test running that. Tron will not be open. Guardians of the Galaxy will not be open. There's several of them that are just not going to be open.
They got kind of messed up because of the whole COVID thing. So
if you're,
you might want to
wait a little bit because they said they're supposed to have like the next one up, like Tron, maybe middle of summer of next year. They're talking about some of them that they may not have them open until the following summer. So
because I was under the impression, a while back, that they had to choose between the Guardians of the Galaxy or Tron to have them open, and one of them was going to be open, but not both of them. But it doesn't sound like either one's going to make it. It's off the bat.
Tough. They have the ride vehicles already that they've shown. Tron, I don't think they're going to pull back on that. I think that's the excitement to push that forward. I would probably predict they'll do a Remy, which has already been test run, Tron, and then they'll do Guardians. Okay. The Guardians will be one of the later ones.
If anything, it'll give you something more to
look forward to. But, I just hang tight a little bit because Disney's going to be pushing to make sure those are all done within the 50s. Within that 50th, because that was the promise. These were the 50th year celebration. So they're going to be pushing to get that done.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Okay, so what do you know about the old Typhoon Lagoon, Katie?
What's odd is I was in there looking at Disney News and getting my daily Disney fill, and it showed pictures of an empty park at Typhoon Lagoon, which kind of is reminiscent of the old water park, seeing it all empty and green water and murky in there.
Was it that bad? I didn't see the pictures.
There was some green water in areas,
but it wasn't
as
bad
empty.
as that one.
Right? No, it wasn't as bad, but it was kind of a sad reminiscence, kind of.
I know. I kind of missed that water park. I really would like to go. It's been a while since we were able to go to Typhoon Lagoon. So
we haven't been able to go there since they announced the Moana overlay, which I never saw come to fruition. And that could have been something that got scrapped.
Had that. Didn't they have a new family? They had a new family raft ride there, though, that had an audio animatronic in it, but we never got to see it because
they switched seasons on us.
We always go when the other one's open and not when Typhoon Lagoon's open. Yeah. So I always wanted to go when it was open so I could at least experience that, but
we'll see.
We haven't been able to do that.
Not this trip, but the following trip.
I hope
if they have it opened
if they
up.
Don't watch them flip them again. So
that won't be funny. But yeah, so during COVID, they just drained all the pools and drained everything, shut everything down. Makes sense. They don't have anybody over there, so why not save the money? And instead of it becoming a mosquito cesspool, it's sitting there empty. So it'll take some maintenance to get it up and running, and a whole lot of employees, which again, they're saving right now, trying. Not necessarily saving, but having a hard time getting enough employees to get the quality of cast members there for the magic that we expect.
That's going to pick up here probably pretty quick as things go on.
Hopefully.
The 50th picks up.
Yeah, the 50th will pick up and people's unemployment checks will end, hopefully, and everybody will get back to work. So that we can enjoy the magic again.
So there's a rumor out there that there is a possible pay fast pass thing in the works. I know in Disneyland Paris they were talking about
Correct.
it, and then they were kind of alluding to the fact that maybe Disney World might have something like that. And I know that's been a topic of
For a while.
conversation with people over the years, ever since the Max Pass
Yeah.
came out with Disneyland, and wondering if they'd have something like the Max Pass at Disney World, but they already have a
They
fast
already
pass system.
have it. See, I think they created the Max Pass for Disneyland because they don't have the band system and stuff that you can do at Disney World.
Right.
With the My Disney experience and getting in
Right.
and doing that. It's just geared differently down there than it is in Disney World. By giving you the Max Pass, gave you the ability to do all that stuff on
Which
your phone that you already could do
was
there.
pretty awesome.
Which is
we
totally
enjoyed the Max Pass when we went there.
Yeah.
It worked great.
$15 a day was a easy
But
given, and I would do that.
I
But-
don't have a problem with the way the Fast Pass is at Disney World as it sits. I mean, some people complain because people that are able to book, way in advance, kind of gobble up the Fast Passes already. So they're already bickering about the fact that there's nothing available for people that just go on a whim
yeah.
to the park. So
Well,
I don't know how this new paid Fast Pass would help that at all. It sounds like it might make it worse.
Not going to help that. with
Unless
their-
you have the money to pay for it.
Exactly. It's going to become a rich man's thing. So,
Right. I hope they don't
unfortunately,
do
I
it.
hope they don't do it because I think a lot of people are very upset. They already consider Disney as super uber expensive and only for the rich can then afford it. And the more they do this stuff, the harder it gets for a family to bring kids and to enjoy a day.
And it even said in
and
there
it's
that
just making it harder.
they're kind of targeting the people that are already going. It's not that they're trying to get more people
Right.
to the
They
park.
want to
but
get more money out of
more
your
money,
pocket.
Yeah, more money out of the people that are already there. Say,
Yeah.
like we're DVC, so we're like kind of locked in a little bit, right?
We're already there.
So
but
they're trying to squeeze as much out of us as. I mean, we're already paying, thousands of dollars to be there, and just like anybody else that goes to Disney World. I mean, it's an expensive trip. So
It is. But I mean, they already push you off of every ride into a store.
right.
Promote buy the entire
Absolutely.
time. Marketing
It's a
is
shopping spree.
shopping spree, and a lot of people parents get caught up with their kids begging all day long for something to please give me, and it's frustrating for them. And if you don't have a strong reserve to say no, or a plan in place saying no, you can pick something at the end, think about it for a week. This becomes a lot of spending and a lot of stress for the parents who then say, no, I'm not doing that again.
Right, and I remember when you were reading up on this, that it was why would Disney do this? That was the
And they
question.
said, answer, it's all about the money.
And
So
that
sadly,
makes me sad.
it makes me sad because this is not what Walt wanted. He never wanted
I mean,
it that
he
way.
wanted to make money
He wanted
at
to
the
make
park,
money, but he
but
wanted it to be a place that
it's not always all
everyone
about the money.
could go. It wasn't just for the uber rich.
Right.
That wasn't his
It was
plan.
supposed to be
But-
affordable for all.
Yeah.
So
anyway, that being said, we don't know the definitive way that
Right
it's
now
going to be
it's
go
just
down.
a rumor.
It's rumors, but if it goes like they just did it in Paris, they're saying it could be anywhere up to $10 to $20 per ride
well,
to
yeah, 9
get
to
a fast
17
pass. Or you can buy a package. They'll have different packages offered. So one that they've had going for a while in concierge level is if you pay $50, you can get 3 extra fast passes, whereas everybody else is
Yeah.
locked
$50
into
a person.
Yes, everybody else is locked into 3 pass passes per day.
So think about it.
And then you
$50
can
a
add on.
person times 5 people.
Yeah, and that's
In
just
additional-
for 3 extra fast passes.
Yeah, and that's in addition to your park
Already
admission
paid your
already.
admission pass.
And you're already getting fast
Right.
pass, regular fast pass anyways.
Right.
But that's a lot of money, man.
It adds up quick for a
Good
large
Lord.
family. I mean, it just really does. The only other benefit they get is they get a 90-day window on reservations instead of a 60-day window. So not only do they get 3 more passes, but they get to grab them 30 days before everybody else. So
Right.
they'll have the jump on even, the hotel reserve people.
And I know most people are already griping about that whole situation
Right.
anyways, because like I said earlier, if you are just going there and not planning way ahead, then it's hard for you to get into restaurants because you can't, reserve
can't.
your food 60
Yeah.
days out. And a lot of people get upset about that. And I can't say that I don't blame them because,
Well, yeah, I mean, you can get into reservations, but you got to be willing to kind of watch and ask and
Right.
to do
It's not
those
like
things,
you can
but
walk up to the podium
not
every
everywhere.
time and get into a place all the time.
We have, but
No,
that
but
doesn't mean you always can.
last time we were there, we couldn't get into Ohana's.
We could not get into Ohana's, but we might. I mean, we kept walking up trying to get in, but we could not. But we did get into Liberty Tree, and we got into Kona's, and we got into, there was like 3 of them. Tepanito was a walk. We just walked into
there
that.
are some good ones to get into, but I know that's kind of a...
We did get in there,
You
but
can do it,
I
but-
get why they get frustrated. I mean, I love the fact that I can reserve and schedule and plan my day so far in advance, but that's
Right.
me. I'm a planner. Some people are not. They just want to go.
But, I mean, I don't know.
If you're a walk-up
Yeah.
person and you don't care, it don't matter. Enjoy yourself, but you're not going to have the fast passes that far out.
Right. And that's a lot of people's gripes.
Right, and it's too much.
So
I think
is there anything else
just too
on
much.
the paid fast? I kind of hope they don't do it. I hope they just stay with what they got at Disney World.
Yeah, I just...
You know,
I
if
say
they
that's a
can-
sad day, Disney. Sorry.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's not a good thing. Everybody's been through enough. That would be an
Yeah, especially
insult to injury
right now,
now
especially,
to
but
do that to people.
I would
so.
imagine this wouldn't be something they would institute, by the way. Anyways,
Well, they were
but-
saying a possibility by the end of 21 or 22. So
Oh, that's pretty quick.
it's on the radar, and I
Yeah.
hope enough people speak out and
So-
they hear us.
Here's a good one. What about the 50 trip giveaway? Tell us a little bit about that, Katie.
Okay, so here's the flip side. First, we talked about
This is
money and
this is
greed,
cool.
but on this one is Disney's way of giving back. So Disney, for their 50th anniversary, is going to give away 50, count them, 50 tickets and 50 vacations to Disney World. What they are having people do is go to a site, and I could give you that web address if I can get this pulled up here. Oh, don't do that. Hey, that is unacceptable, sir. Okay, I got it. Sit quiet and cut. Okay, so they are going to do this. Let's see, address, anniversary, 50th anniversary. Says it's time to shine a light on the magic all around us. Magic comes to us in all shapes and sizes, from simple acts of kindness to grand gestures of generosity. Disney is celebrating this everyday magic, and we need your help. 50 Disney magic makers will win a Walt Disney trip to Disney World to celebrate its 50th anniversary, and may also win a 1-year subscription of Disney Plus. So they're asking all of us to log into DisneyMagicMakers.com and post about someone that is making magic in your life or in the community that you know of that is going the extra mile, works real hard. It's inspirational acts of kindness, compassion, and exemplifying magical acts, basically.
Okay.
And they will pick 50 out of all these contestants that are going to get entered.
Okay. That's not very many people, really, when you think about it.
It's not. It's not very many people.
Does it give more specifics on how long of a trip it is?
It does not
At
give
all?
specifics, and you can only put in and cast your votes now through October 1st.
Okay.
So it's a small window that they are taking these, and you can do that on that site. They also have Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, using hashtag Disney Magic Makers.
So what was that site again, Katie?
DisneyMagicMakers.com, or on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, it's hashtag Disney Magic Makers.
Okay, so find that special someone that makes a difference in your life that you feel deserves a wonderful trip like this, and see what you can do for them. Maybe you can give them a Disney trip.
Give them
That'd be kinda cool.
Yeah, give them a good presentation on why you think they are pretty awesome and pretty
Yeah.
generous, and maybe they'll get a little special gift, and that would be cool.
Yeah, sounds kind of a cool thing.
Yep.
All right, and we all know that the old minivan thing's kind of gone by the wayside, right?
They were too expensive.
So, but Disney's trying to do something else, I guess, with an Uber system. Katie, what do you know about that?
Just a little bit. They said they were looking for new drivers. They're hiring internally from cast members that have been there at least a year. So they want them to be informative so that they can answer questions and be a guide to new people that have hit the resort and are traveling from place to place. And they will basically, this Uber's going to run from resort to resort and park to park. They figure people mostly will use it like when they have a reservation or something and can't catch the bus transport system.
So they're trying to
Uber over.
To cut a deal with Uber or something?
It didn't say. It just said that they're going to hire Uber drivers to work within.
Why wouldn't you just call it Uber driver anyway?
Well, they're there already. So, I mean,
why no?
I don't know how exactly
so there must be something different to it. But
Disney's only going to allow internal Uber drivers
I don't know.
to that part, and then there'll be external Uber drivers that can take you to other places, and they'll kind of keep them separate so that Disney picks up.
And
the
this is all
Uber.
Our speculation, obviously.
Yeah, and they haven't done anything finalized, but it's kind of interesting.
We were thinking, that's interesting.
I was thinking maybe they were going to Disney Uber from the airport, but it has nothing to do with that. It's all internal.
Right.
So,
yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for Mickey Bits this time around, but we have a special episode for you tonight. It's called Aulani in 24 Hours. And we talked to Jacob and Sophia. Sophia's not with us tonight, but Jacob kind of gives us a run through of their little visit to Aulani when they're in Hawaii. We got to gift them we tried to give them more nights, but they weren't unable to do that. So they were able to stay a night there and spend about 24 hours there. And so they did as much as they could.
In 24
hours. And let me tell you, it sounds like they did a lot.
They did. I'm actually more excited to go just based on them just having 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm excited it's really interesting. So we hope you enjoy the episode. And hey, here we go. See you in the next segment. Hi, everybody. It's Rob.
And Katie.
And welcome into Living Loving Disney. And we have a special segment for you. We've got Jacob with us, our son. He and his wife recently went to Aulani for a little visit. So we wanted to get him on the show and tell us a little bit about the Aulani experience, because we haven't been able to be there yet because of the whole COVID thing, right?
We gifted them a day before we even got to play. So
I mean, I kind of wish they would have took more days, but it's all that they could fit in at the time. So
yep.
But anyways, Jacob, welcome in.
Thanks, guys.
You're on the world famous Living Loving Disney podcast.
Wow! Finally, I made my big break.
Thousands of listeners.
Yeah, millions.
I wish.
Yeah, one day.
One day.
But no, it was cool. So yeah, we went to Hawaii. We both graduated. I'm still working on it, but my wife's family wanted to take us to Hawaii. We went. It was really fun. And it was pretty, wasn't it pretty last minute, Kathleen? I remember we were texting. I remember we were at dinner and it was like, hey, like, is this going to happen? It was like a month before and you were like, oh, we'll see if certain dates work. So I remember we were kind of battling dates and you had to book it. And we were like, we're like, oh, does this work with the family and everything? So we were in Waikiki. That's where we were staying on the Big Island. And Aulani it was about 50 minutes away from where we were staying. So, and I imagine if you fly into Honolulu, then they pick you up or they shuttle you because they usually do that, right?
Right. You can get
you get a shuttle.
I don't think Aulani has their own shuttle, but you can get a shuttle car, just a shuttle service that takes you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
From what I understand, from Steve and Carol have been there a couple times, and they've had to book a taxi or something to get them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we were thinking take a lift over there or something. And I think it was going to cost us like $60 or something one way.
Yeah.
But you guys gifted us the experience, and so we're like, if we just have to pay for the ride over there,
right.
That's not too shabby. But it ended up working that my wife's parents, my in-laws, they had a rental car at the time, so they took us over. Check-in was like at 11. We got over there at, I think it was a little later, like at 1. And it's a little bit of a drive, as most resorts are. It was a little bit out of the way from everything else, right? It was kind of like a few resorts. It was right next to the Four Seasons resort.
Okay.
But there wasn't a ton around you. You weren't like smack dab in the city,
So you weren't like, how close to the Four Seasons resort is it exactly? I mean,
they share their private beach, right?
Yeah, they share the
beach,
private
right?
little lagoon spot. Yeah. And I'll talk about that in a little bit too. I was sitting in one of the Four Seasons chairs, and somebody, "Sir, you have to get up and move." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" That's the Disney, chair. I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Get down to the Four Seasons.
Yeah, they sell my wristband and stuff. So it's literally right next to it. You're driving up. It's beautiful. There's actually, it almost feels like you're on a golf course or something. There's some little shops and stuff across the street from the resort and everything. But yeah, it's like the Four Seasons and then the Aulani Resort right there. And they my in-laws dropped us off right in front of the big doors, and
so your in-laws drove you over there?
Yeah, they drove us over there. It was like I said, it was about 45-50 minutes from where we were staying at the time in Waikiki, and they drove us over there, dropped us off. We were there for like 5 days, and that's why we didn't want to stay there any longer, because we were there kind of with my in-laws and their family.
Yeah,
and everything.
I get it.
So we were like, we'll just take one day.
See you later. I'm going to Disney.
Yeah,
That was kind of rude. Yeah.
Right. Thanks for because they gifted us. One of her aunts paid for our flights and everything over there. Yeah, exactly. And so we wanted to make sure we spent time with them. But wow, I mean, just walking in, the place is incredible. And when I was 14 or whatever, we stayed at Disneyland, and we stayed in a nice. I don't think it would be considered a resort, would it? I mean, it was a nice
Paradise
hotel.
Pier. It was a Disney.
Is that where we stayed at?
Paradise Pier.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we took you guys.
So yeah, I mean, so this would be, I guess, the second time. I mean, it's just ridiculous, and they stay true to the the whole Hawaiian theme and everything. So everything, there's things shaped in, the arches shaped kind of like surfboards and things like that, and you walk in, and it's very open air. And so right when you walk into the doors, you already see the beach, and you see the palm trees, and you can see the lazy river, and
really?
You see the whole ordeal.
You can see the beach
doors.
Right when you walk in the door, you can see the beach from the lobby area.
Yeah, like from the lobby area, you can just see right out into the ocean.
Nice.
Right from
wow.
there. It like I said, it's kind of stays true to the Hawaiian theme, and almost like you're in a little surf shop or something, and everything's kind of open. Right, like there are open windows and open doors and things like that. So check-in was super quick. We stayed on the. I think Sophia wanted to go to the gift shop before we did anything else. I'm like, hey, we're supposed to do that at the end,
Yeah.
Well, I know, but it's always fun to go walk through and see what they got and stuff before you actually get something or something.
Yeah.
Right, and just like to preface it too. I mean, we only stayed one night. We were there for about 24 hours total. And so I was like, we don't have time to, we're going to go to the gift shop later. We want to go explore and everything.
But it's part of the experience too,
But it's part of the experience, yeah. So we went, we had all of our stuff, and we were, going in the gift shop and everything. We stayed on the 11th floor. I don't know how many floors there are in that place.
So you're facing were you guys facing the ocean?
So out of our room, like on the balcony, it was kind of split. You could see another side of the resort, and then right below you was the little, I guess the courtyard area or whatever it would be called, that they did the.
They did the stage.
They did the luau's.
Yeah, so they were on the back side.
Right there. But you could still see, like I'm looking at a picture right now of our exact view. Mm-hmm. You could see the beach kind of on your far right. And I know this is kind of silly, but like you probably can't see
one of these two corners.
Whoa.
What was your
our room number was I think it was like 1179 or something. I have a video here, but like this was our view. You could kind of see the beach was right there, but you saw a lot of palm trees.
That's still
another resort.
Beautiful view, really.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was incredible. Another resort kind of in the distance, but so that was the view. When you walk in on the TV, it's like Ohana, Jensen, kind of, welcome in and everything.
That's cool.
Good thing we got the same last name, man.
Yeah, I know, exactly. You walk in, hello, Shabrowski. What? So yeah, the room was nice. It was perfect for us, just for a couple. The bathroom was You know, super nice. They had the over the head shower that that just comes right down. Yeah. Right, the rain.
So
head.
did they just have? I mean, at Disney World at the Polynesian, they have a shower room with a sink, and then they also have another bathroom area as well. Do they just have the one bathroom area at Aulani?
In our room, you walked in, there was the sinks, the shower, and then there was a separate door that went into like the toilet. So like if you were going to the bathroom, it was a separate door that you would close. So
what the heck is that, man?
Gotcha.
Okay, so all right.
So yeah, that was
that's
the bathroom.
Pretty much
and
the
then,
same, man. I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was perfect.
The only difference would be
us, like
they
I
have
said.
a bath. They have a bathtub and a shower at the Poly.
Right. Because there's a tub shower in one room and just a shower in the
minus the
other.
bathtub, right? I mean, as far as a
no bathroom.
shower.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, then, okay. So that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think it was a queen bed, and slept like babies that night.
Was it so comfortable?
Yeah, it was a comfy bed. I mean, when you're traveling and everything, man, when your head hits that pillow, just lights out. Sometimes when you're hanging out all day and you're in the sun, you're like you could sleep on the floor almost. But yeah, I mean, from what I remember, it was a good night's sleep. And that night we watched the luau and everything from the room and all that. But
I remember
I'll get to that.
Showing us video of that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, you could see quite a few people just hanging out. They got a couple chairs and a table and stuff on the balcony. Enough room for you to sit down. And Sophia was out there. It was like a 2.5 hour ordeal. Show and everything, and she was out there the whole time.
So could you hear it
watched
pretty
the whole
good then? I mean,
oh yeah, you could hear it perfect, and you could hear that when they were talking, the words and the storytelling and everything, and then when they sang, and we were 11 stories up,
right.
but I felt like you could still see pretty good too. You could still see the performers. They had little platforms that the dancers would be on top of, and twirling around and doing their thing.
So there you go. So you could actually see the luau without paying luau prices.
I've seen that.
Right.
A lot of people said that they'd watched that one from their window, and then they did another luau somewhere else. But they watched the Disney one.
Because it was cheaper to do another.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. So, but yeah, we dropped our stuff off. We didn't waste much time. We dropped our stuff off, and then we went down to the main area, I guess, with the lazy river and the water slides and everything. We brought, a few things with us, and they have cubbies and everything that you could put it in. You check out a towel, and when you check out a towel, they give you a wristband, and that's your, pass to move around and everything during the day. Okay. So yeah, first thing I think we did was go right to the water slides. There's 2 of them, and there's one that you just go in, just body, and then there's another one that you grab a tube for, and you can do a solo or a double tube. And both of them just popped right into the lazy river, so you can ride the water slides, and then boom, and then you're in the lazy river going around and stuff. So it was funny. We saw both the lines, and one was really short and the other one was really long, and we're like, let's do a tube first, and so we have a tube and we're waiting in the short line, and some little kid was like, do you know that's a body only line or something like that, and we're like, oh shoot, and a couple other people kind of chuckled. They're like, yeah, we were wondering the same thing. We're like, we didn't even know that there was a difference. We thought it was, because a lot of water slides you can grab it, you can go on a tube, or you can just go on your body or whatever. So we were in the wrong line, so we had to go to the other line. But there were fun little water slides.
You know, little kid.
Yeah.
I knew what to do, huh?
Pipe down.
I said down the water slide already.
I do what I want. I'm Disney Vacation Club. I do what I want.
Yeah. This is my magic kid.
Yeah.
Bro.
So that was fun. We did both of those. I think we just did it once. And the lazy river was cool. They actually require that you're in a tube in the lazy river. You can't just kind of float it or swim it.
I mean, that's kind of how it is at Disney World too, at the water parks. I mean, you can get off your inner tube and stuff, but there's so many tubes in you really just want to lay on one anyways.
Yeah, that's
right. It's more
lazy.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I made Josh swim against the current one year when he was still in swim team, because I promised his coach I'd keep him working out while we were on vacation. So.
Yeah, well, that really wasn't a workout, but. So did you guys go around? I mean, how was the lazy river? Did you guys?
Yeah, it was pretty. We just went around one time. It was pretty long actually. I felt like it took us a while to get all the way around, and it was pretty funny too because there's a lot of they have a lot of little waterfalls and things going into the lazy river. So you'll be floating along and there'll be like a little artificial waterfall that's going into the lazy river, or a little hole that you just have a stream of water pouring through. So I'd be going and the tube and Sophia would be facing backwards and I would just paddle us through a little waterfall, and she'd be, oh, this is so nice, and nail her with the waterfall and stuff. So it was cool. Weather was really good too while we were there. It was that day, it wasn't actually super warm. It was a little overcast, which depends on what you like. But for us, we wanted to be hot. We wanted to get tan and stuff, but it was a little overcast that day. It was in the 70s. But mostly the time, yeah, my blinding white body. So yeah, we did the lazy river, and then to grab a bite, we actually went to it's spelled Ulu Cafe.
Ulu Cafe.
Okay. Yeah, and there's a bunch of pools. So you have the water slides and the lazy river, and then you walk a little bit farther, and there's I think there's like a bar. They have a couple hot tubs. It's actually a double-decker hot tub that you can get in up here, or you can walk down a couple steps, and there's a little, it's almost like an infinity pool, but a hot tub. And so it's cascading over the side, and you can go in that lower portion as well. And so we hung out in there for a little bit. But yeah, they got all these different pools, and they have an infinity pool that just drops off and just looks out into the ocean. Super pretty. And so this cafe is kind of tucked where all those pools are at. Uh-huh. And we ate there a couple times actually. It was a little bit cheaper than the Makahiki, I think is what it's called, the actual
right. You didn't
restaurant.
Have to have a reservation or nothing. You just kind of walked up to order something.
You just walked in. Yeah, you just walked in. You could just grab and go. Kind of. It was there was stuff all over the place. You could grab it, or if you actually wanted to order something, you would order it. You'd pay, and then you would just sit out on these little stones that they have.
What'd you guys have to eat there?
Shoot,
a hot dog.
Yeah, we had something very authentic. I think one day we actually just got like some chicken strips and some dipping sauce, just something quick, because we wanted to be out doing stuff. Sure. We got a Dole Whip there. We got a few snacks. The next morning, actually, we went there again to get breakfast. We had eggs and bacon and sausage, and I think we had even some pancakes. It was a little breakfast sampler meal that you could get.
Were they Mickey pancakes or?
I don't think so. Not at the little Ulu Cafe.
What? Mickey had pancakes?
This is the other interesting thing. Like, if when you're at Disneyland or when you're at Disney World, it's a resort, and the resort is great in and of itself. But the part that's also the park is a main attraction. So this one was interesting in the fact that it was the resort, and it was just the resort. You know what I mean?
Right. There's no park there.
There's no park or anything. So it felt Disney-esque, but without a park right there that you were going to, it was kind of interesting to be lacking that, because you're used to, I'm at a Disney park, I'm at a Disney resort, I'm going to go to a Disney park. Yeah, exactly.
So when you first got there, when you first walked into, you knew it was a Disney resort, so in your mind, you're kind of there.
You already primed yourself to,
so when you Disney. Walked in there, could you see that, this is Disney? Was there, what popped out that really showed you it was Disney? Was there some, something that popped out that showed this is Disney there, or was it just in your head?
I feel like it might have been a little bit of both. I feel like it was, like I'm saying, a little bit more subtle.
Right.
It wasn't quintessential Disney, it was like very trying to be, this is Hawaii culture. Right. And here we have a little, maybe some Mickey patterns or something in the floor, or, obviously pictures hanging up and things like that, and the gift shop, and people walking around wearing Disney stuff and wearing their ears and everything like that. That made it feel more like Disney. But yeah, without like Disneyland or Disney World rides, it was more subtle, honestly.
Okay.
So that was something
But
that
they
Sophia and
were
I were
there.
actually just talking about today.
In your stay in your room on the walls, there was subtle Disney. What did you find? Was there some Mickey ears here and there, like in the wallpaper kind of thing, or?
I didn't notice anything in the wallpaper, but you walk in and like I said, the TV's on, and it has like little Disney insignia and everything on there. I'm trying to remember anything else.
Because I know, I know when we go to Disneyland Hotel, it's not real like in your face, right?
Not all
So
of them.
they have little
Some of them are subtle.
decor things in Disneyland Hotel, which I really like the decor of the Disneyland Hotel. And they have little Mickey Mouse heads that they're not like popping up. Hi, I'm Mickey Mouse. So it's probably something similar at Aulani as well, where they have it here and there, but it's not like right in your face.
It's more like, okay, people are coming to Hawaii. They want to feel like they're in Hawaii, right?
Right.
So I feel like I'm saying, it's a lot more focused on the Hawaiian culture than the Disney. Like I'm looking. Which is what they wanted. Yeah, you want to feel like you're in Hawaii when you're in Hawaii, right?
Right.
Like I'm looking at pictures right now of even just like the corridors there. And nothing in particular with the Disney really sticks out. Our room, I'm looking at like the wallpaper and the patterns and everything. And you don't see a lot of that, interestingly. But but it's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice to have that culture, like the Hawaiian culture, that you could tell that they're really respectful,
Yes, it was very important.
Yeah, that's what they were really going for, I think.
Yep. I know they do Mickey head snow cones. One of the Mickey things they do there.
Yeah, did you have a snow cone there, Jacob?
They didn't. They pineapple.
So
you had something.
I would go back to the Aulani Resort just for the shaved ice. I mean,
that's what it was, shaved ice.
The shave ice, holy cow. Yeah, so you got it. What they do is they actually take a scoop of vanilla ice cream and they put it in the bottom. And then they give you a big bowl shape, a big ball of shave ice. And then they put two little balls on the side, so it looks like a Mickey head, Mickey ears.
Must have been a male's.
And then they
shaved ice.
they put a bunch of different flavors on there. You can customize, like I want like a classic, a classic one, or Sophia got the one that was all decked out. It had condensed milk on the top with the vanilla ice cream and with the shave ice and all the different flavors and stuff. But wow, that thing was delicious. I mean, I never have had anything like that.
Okay, so it's got the ice cream in it. So that made a big difference with the ice cream in it, huh? Yeah,
it did. It was a very interesting flavor. Here's a picture of us.
I wonder if that specifically
it was delicious
for Aulani. If they have anywhere in Disney World,
that's a specific Aulani thing. Does people talk about?
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so that's actually a thing that they just do in Hawaii. That's people, when we were visiting there, they said, "Oh, you have to try the shave ice here. It's special." They always do the ice cream. It's kind of a Hawaiian shave ice tradition.
So the next question is this: if you saw one of those shaved ice,
stop
on top of a trash can, untouched, with a spoon would you eat it?
I would approach with my straw and just say, if I use my straw to eat it, does that really make it that good?
It's a thing, man. You heard the thing about with Alicia?
You guys
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that is too funny. It's actually a thing. Well, maybe we just got
you did like if you found an X at the top of the trash can and it looked pristine, would you eat it? Right? That was like the That was the question.
But Alicia
with these, no doubt,
she found that elephant ear or something at Laguna sitting on top of a trash can. Nobody around it.
Oh, the theme park in Utah?
Yeah, when you guys went.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
At the end of the episode of, I don't know what we're talking about. Raya
or something. We were talking about one of the movies.
Brought up she goes, I got to tell you guys, when we were at Laguna, that I saw it wasn't an elephant ear, but something like that.
Fry bread or something.
Fry bread, yeah. On top of a trash can. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? She's like, no, I'm not kidding you. I'm like, it's real.
Did you take it? Did you take it?
And then we said, Kurt, would you eat it? Well, I actually don't like
whatever it was.
Or whatever it was. I'm
like it had nothing to do with the fact that it was in the trash can.
Eat anything,
this is not a flavor that I enjoy.
Anyways, so that's the question.
The fact that it was in the trash can had nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
Yeah, I would.
Ice on that.
Yeah, I would
That
eat the
sounds
shaved
really
ice.
good. That shaved ice.
Yeah, so when you guys go, you'll have to get one or two of those a day.
Did you get to see Mickey at all?
We didn't see any characters. I don't know if that was a
really.
COVID thing or what. Yeah,
That
we didn't see any
been.
characters walking around or doing anything. But I know they had like a for the younger kids, they had you could create your own Mickey ears, and they had a thing. I think you actually told us about that, Kathleen.
Yeah.
You create your own Mickey ears?
Yeah, they have all kinds of crafts at different times of the day. And it was kind of cool. I was looking them up for him while he was there. Okay, go to this at this time.
But it was tough for us though, because we were there for so little time that we were like, oh, we just want to be in the lazy river. We want to be on the beach. We want to be, eating the food. So, but I don't know if maybe during one of those things, maybe they have a character come and do something. But so yeah, we didn't see any characters or anything like that while we were there. But Sophia did get some Mickey ears, and they were cool Hawaiian pattern.
Oh, nice.
She's gotten, she has like 5 or 6 pairs of Mickey ears.
Were they different than mine?
She's got
you just had a flower in them or something, right? Oh, okay, yeah.
Flower on it.
Yeah, so the ears themselves, the actual ears that are black on yours were like a blue, and they had a flowery pattern, kind of like in the what's hanging behind you guys.
And
I think it even had maybe it didn't have like
sparkles
or something. But
I could just look at the screen and see what's behind you.
You're freaking brilliant.
He's a genius.
And it was a real bummer though too, because we found out that when we got back to Utah that those ears were actually left behind, which was a bummer.
Oh, you're kidding.
She was so bummed, because when we left the resort, a friend that Sophia went to BYU with, who actually lives in Hawaii, she's Hawaiian, she came and picked us up, and we went to another beach and hung out for a little bit, and we think that we left them there at the beach that we were hanging out, or maybe in the car, in our friend's car or something. But
bummer.
Yeah, I've lost more than one pair.
Hopefully you get to go again, Jacob. Then you get some more Mickey ears. But
if not, we'll get
what else? So you hung out on the beach. I mean, so you guys did all the stuff there. So what was your favorite thing that you did there while you were there? I mean, you're only there for hours.
Besides the shave ice, honestly, just hanging out on the little beach that they had there. I mean, it depends like what you want to do when you're in Hawaii. Like some people like to go and do a lot of stuff, but we were kind of there. I had just been working in Oregon, like you guys know, and she had just graduated, and it was work and studying and really crazy. And so Hawaii for us we just wanted to relax. So we liked the beach. They had a bunch of different chairs set up. You just claimed whatever one you want, as long as it was Disney Resort and not Four Seasons.
Get off our chairs.
But super nice chairs. You could put up your umbrella if you wanted the shade. And the house that we were actually staying in, the rental that we had in Waikiki, they had a big bag of just stuff for the beach that the people that were staying there could use. And so there was some snorkel gear in there that we had, scrubbed and washed, and then we had been using it the whole trip. And so we actually brought some snorkel stuff with us, and you can buy some stuff there. But for anybody that's going to the Aulani Resort, highly recommend you just bring, go to Walmart, grab a snorkel, grab some goggles, bring them with you. And you can go out there and snorkel. It's all white, like it's all sandy. Right. Some parts you go, it's, you got the coral and all that, but yeah, this little private beach, it was really nice, really sandy. And you could go out quite a ways. It was open, and then I don't know, probably 100 yards out at least, they had some big rocks that were there. That were kind of that they didn't say, like, they didn't have a big wall up or something like you can't go past here, but it was, strong current, be careful when you get way out there. But we got our snorkel gear on, and we went out to the rocks, and we're looking at little fish. That's one of the coolest things to do in Hawaii. I mean, when we were in Waikiki on the beaches there, we found sea turtles, and I'm swimming next to one for a couple minutes straight, just watching it.
Like gnarly, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It sounded just like Crush. I was like, wow.
Just like Crush.
You talk to me,
dude. I'm watching him eating some grass. And I'm like, wow. Snorkeling is one of the coolest things you do there.
See Jacob eat grass. You got to get onto the YouTube channel to check this episode out.
I do a pretty good turtle. I do a good Dana Kirby from Master of Disguise.
Now they have this special
so that's
pool
cool
to swim in for that has the
oh, that's right. Yeah, you can.
Did you do that?
So we actually walked up to the crew, and we said, hey, what's the deal here? Is this kind of a cool thing and whatever? And they they actually told us, you can definitely do it. It's kind of geared towards younger kids that want to do it, but like anybody can still do it. But yeah, you walk into this little cove, as it were, and they have these big windows, and you can just see all these fish, and you can actually, I think it's a certain time that you go in with an instructor or whatever, and you can actually get in there and just swim around with all the different fish and stuff. So yeah, that's something else that they had and we asked about, but we ended up not doing it. But
okay, so when you were out there snorkeling out there, so what kind of fish did you see?
No,
I don't even know what they're called, but yeah,
a lot of different colored ones. Or?
Yeah, a lot of different colors, and you see different sea anemones and starfish and things like that. So yeah, grab some snorkel gear when you're out there. And
that's a good
when you're out. Yeah, and it's not super exciting like in the big area where like people are just swimming around. You kind of have to go out by the rocks. That's mostly where the fish are at and stuff. And then they had this little tour. They had this little boat with a sail, and they would play music and blow this boom boom, the big shell or something. And
big shell.
You could actually do it. You could do a tour or something. It looked like. We didn't ask about it, but people would get on the boat and they would sail out and go on a little tour or something. And I think they would just stay along the coast. They would just hug the coast or something. But yeah. So this boat was going in and out. Had this cool sail.
Weird thing about it is the only people that came back were the crew.
On a 3-hour tour.
So that was cool. But yeah, I loved just hanging out on the beach, sitting in the nice chairs there. People would come out and they would serve you, food and drinks if you wanted while you were out there. They'd walk by you and say, "Hey, can you grab you anything?" And so we brought our breakfast down there. Actually, the next morning, we went down there, got our wristbands early in the morning so we could, because checkout was at 11, but we wanted to grab our wristbands so we can, hang out there during the day.
Right.
And we were just there, like I said, for one night. So we each had a backpack, and we just had like a bag, like something you get at Trader Joe's or something, one of those bags of reusables that had some stuff in it. So it wasn't like we were lugging around, suitcases. So it was nice. We were able to check out our room, and then, carry our stuff around. But yeah, we got breakfast, went down to the beach, just hung out. We swam in all the different pools. Like I said, we went in the hot tub. So it was, like I said, different than Disney, where you're running around. There's a million things to do. It's more of a relaxing resort. They have a couple water slides for the kids, and you would see these kids that had 10 wristbands on that had been there for a week and a half, and they were still having a great time. So
you get a new wristband every day.
Yeah,
you get a new wristband every day, and it's a different color. Okay. So you can't reuse a wristband. They can identify green for Wednesday or whatever. But yeah, so I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, we loved hanging out on the beach. That night we went to the Makahiki. I want to make sure I'm saying that right, but we went to the restaurant. Yeah, Makahiki.
You just cussed
we went to the actual.
You son of a gun, you!
But that night, it was kind of out of all the time in Hawaii, we went out to dinner a couple times, but we were like, that's going to be our big dinner, where we're gonna not really look at the paycheck check and just go and enjoy ourselves.
Okay.
And we got there. It was a little bit later. It was like 9:30 or 10, and they were getting close to being closed. By the time we actually left the restaurant, they weren't letting anybody back in. It was 10:15 or 10:20 or something. But I had a cool feel there. I'm looking at a picture now. I remember just the patterns. What did they have? It was like bamboo or something. They had like woven bamboo into certain parts of the restaurant and things like that. It was really cool looking. And the
kind of jungly or
kind of jungly, yeah. And then like they had, I don't think it was actually stained glass, but it kind of had that stained glass look of cultural things of Hawaii. People paddling the boats and whatnot. So and the lights were kind of turned down. Whatnot. And the lights were turned down, so it had a good romantic feel. It was cool. We had our buttons that said like "I'm celebrating," and we would tell people, "Oh yeah, we're celebrating graduation." So
did they spoil you?
I don't remember if they.
Did they play the song
or something? Yeah, a whole band came out and with their ukuleles.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it on a ukulele.
No, they were just really kind, But yeah, I don't think we got any of the little special treats or anything like that. But Sophia got this salmon. You got to get seafood when you're in Hawaii, right? So she got the salmon, and it was a cool mashed potatoes with this cool design that they put in it and everything. Okay. And then I got a steak, and yeah, we took leftovers. It was plenty to eat. It was a sea cow. No, I just love my steak. I'm pretty sure I don't have any pictures of it, but I'm certain that we got. That's what it was. So I think that the menu was a little limited because of COVID and stuff. So they would just say like, hey, it was like 4 choices for your meal, and then they just your main course, and it just came with a dessert. So we each got our own dessert. I honestly don't even remember what we got, but it was tasty. The service was really good. We talked with one of the waitresses that was serving us, one of the servers, for quite a while. She was very kind, and so overall it was a good experience. What did you
end up spending for your meal there?
Yeah, so it's funny. This was the most expensive meal that Sophia and I have ever been out to, and we love to eat, and we've dropped some dollars. And actually, I think it was maybe the second most expensive, or maybe it was. We ended up spending about $150 for the both of us.
Okay, is that including your tip?
That was including our tip. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think it was like $130 or something like that, or $115, something like that. And when you're on vacation,
it sound like you're a big tipper.
Yeah, I think it was like $80 or something, but we were feeling generous. It was though. It was like our one meal. It was like our one meal, so we really wanted to, like, you're out, on vacation, like you want to enjoy it, and you want to give a good tip, and then when you don't have money to get your lift, you're like, where did that money go? No, but
I thought I had $100 in my wallet.
The food was great. We like I said, Sophia watched the entire luau. I was actually reading. I've got a book in the airport, and I was glued to my book. I was reading it throughout the whole trip. So I was just on the bed reading, and she was out there for 2 hours or whatever, watching the luau. And so, that was the first day. And like I kind of already said, the next morning we got up, got our wristbands, went and snorkeled a little bit, got some breakfast at the Ulu Cafe again, and on our way out is when we got the shave ice, and then one of Sophia's friends picked us up, and we were out of there. So for a 24-hour trip, I think we ended up leaving around 1. For a 24-hour trip, it was an awesome experience. Super grateful for you guys.
You got to do a lot of things. Did you see the hula girls there while you were there?
I had my eyes strictly on my spouse. Thank you very much.
Was she wearing a hula skirt?
During the luau. Whoa. No. So that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, actually the next morning, the first thing we did when we got up, because we knew we were on a time crunch, we wanted to be able to get our wristbands before checkout and everything. So there's this little place called it's called the Secret Beach. That's what it's named.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you have, when you're driving up to these resorts, you have, like I said, the shops, you have the Four Seasons, a little farther than you have the Aulani Resort. So before you get to the Four Seasons, it's really hard. There's a parking lot. There's kind of a back entrance to the Four Seasons for like staff probably, and there's this little path, and it's got like wood chips or whatever, like bark kind of laid out, and you walk this little path for a few minutes, and then you're on this little beach, and it's got the sand there, and then there's like some rocks that you can walk on and everything.
Yeah.
And we went probably around 7:30 or 8. We got there, and we were the only ones there. So a guy that we actually hiked with a couple days prior to that told us, "Oh, you're going to the Aulani Resort. There's this really cool spot. It's called the Secret Beach. You got to go there, in the morning." He actually told us to go there during sunset. He said, "There's no sunlight like when you're on Secret Beach. It's the best sunset." And we were eating dinner and doing other stuff, but we went there the next morning just to check it out. So from the Aulani Resort, it was probably like a 5-minute, maybe 10-minute walk.
So it's not part of the Aulani property.
It's not a part of either of the resorts.
So it's
I don't
just
think,
in between somewhere.
It's like a state beach, I think. There's a little sign,
It's secret.
Not anymore. I just exposed it.
Sorry, Secret Beach.
The Hawaiian mob is going to come after me.
That
was our secret.
It's called everybody knows it's their beach now.
The not so secret.
The not so secret beach. The very public beach. So yeah, that was it. You know, we went back and did our thing for a couple hours longer, and yeah, it was a great little 24 hours. And not to mention, it was the only time that we had by ourselves. You know, because we were staying in a vacation rental with Sophia's parents and two of her brothers.
We thought, you know,
it's a wonder you made it out of the bed.
I would love to let you guys have some time by yourself, because you know
we've been married 3 years,
and I wish you could have stayed at least another night, at least, you know.
Yeah.
More activity.
Yeah,
so you could hang out a little bit longer, enjoy it a little more. But you know, hopefully there'll be other times you can go and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of my main recommendations, just for traveling in general, is when you're traveling, you want to see so much that sometimes you don't give yourself enough time in one place. And you know, 24 hours, I mean, it's you can still have fun, but you don't really get settled in. You know, you
right.
You're getting, you know, you're having fun. You're going, man, I have to leave tomorrow. You know, you don't even have at least one buffer day. So, you know, when Sophia and I do, you know, when we've traveled in the past, we're like, oh, you know, we're here. We want to go to Spain, and then we want to go to Austria, and then we want to go to, and you know, we want to go to Paris. You need 3 or 4 days at least in one spot. So you just, you know, and
it's the same when we go to Disney World. It's like, I want to stay at a resort for several days. I don't want to. We've tried to do split stays where you stay at one. 2. But I mean,
maybe 2.
You know, you got to stay there long enough to enjoy it a little bit. So
there's some people that do a different resort like every day, and to me that's
too much.
It's too much. If you don't check in till 4 and you check out at 10, when did you really experience the resort?
Well, I mean, it sounds like
takes 3 days.
Sounds like you guys experienced it pretty good with the amount of time you had there. I mean,
well, they couldn't run off to a park, so.
Well, that's the other.
Plus. That's the thing. Yeah, like I said, you're at the resort, and I don't really remember, you know, the resort that we went to all that much, and I don't know the other resorts all that well. But I wonder if this one had more to do and was a little bigger because there was no park, and it was like, this is Disney's slice of Hawaii. Maybe it had a little bit more to do than a normal resort to kind of compensate for that.
I know they have a lot of activities, a lot of things that you can participate in, and they have like a dinner cruise that goes out. They have zip lining. They have all kinds of stuff you could be involved in. That just a list of things that you can sign in for.
I missed all that?
Son of a!
I used to think I had a good time. Now it's so.
And hikes, there's a whole list of stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I would recommend, like I was thinking today when I was talking with Sophia, I was, man, if you were there for a week, you would have to get out and go do a few other things.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, sure.
And there's so much to do. I mean, you can go to the North Shore. You can go to the Polynesian Cultural Center. We did an amazing hike where at the very top you could see 360. You could see the whole island. It was incredible.
Yeah. So okay. So you were at the other place. What other activities did you guys do outside of Disney, just to give people an idea of what other around?
Like I said, we went there and the main idea was to just relax, you know. But Sophia's whole family was there. There was like 40 people that were there in her family. And, they were having a good time and stuff. Sure. Everyone was kind of staying in different places and all that. So we would try to meet up on a beach, and we would just, set up camp and be on the beach all day. One of her uncles had I think it was a 15-person paddleboard. And it was an inflatable, but it was like really heavy duty. And so he shipped it over. It weighs like 300 pounds or something when it's all,
He shipped it over?
He brought it from California.
Oh, wow.
and so he'd blow it up and we, we'd get there in the morning and we'd use it the entire day. And, we went snorkeling, like I said, you see all the sea turtles and stuff. Watching the surfers is really fun too. I just like to sit there and read, and we were just talking. The first day that we actually got there, we landed, we dropped our stuff off, and then one of her other uncles, or it was actually one of her cousins, rented a kind of a party boat, and it could fit like 40 people on it. Right. And we did a sunset like cruise. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And they had drinks and stuff they had a little bar and stuff on board. And so everyone was having a blast and listening to music, and we were all chatting, and we were out there for an hour and a half or 2 hours or something, and we got to see the sunset. So that's what we did on our first night. Honolulu, Waikiki area, there's a lot of shops. Sophia and I, took a couple walks together, and went to the little shops, got some souvenirs and things like that. Let's see, what else? What else did we do? We did a hike. No, nobody got me. I got myself, and we'll talk about that another time. Just kidding. No coconut bras or anything. We actually were right by a zoo, the Honolulu Zoo, but we didn't end up going. But we were literally right next to it.
Huh.
But there's a zoo right there and everything. But yeah, just a lot of relaxing. Sophia really wanted to do a hike.
There's a lot of hiking places out there.
I mean, Hawaii's got some of the most
hikes.
remarkable hikes you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Sophia wanted to do a hike, and I was like, I don't want to sweat and climb a mountain. I just want to sit on a beach. I literally want to get up in the morning, go to the beach, sit in a chair, read a book, jump in the water for a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. You guys are so busy all the time. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Just chilling out, man.
But she really wanted to do a hike, and so we said, okay, we'll do a hike. And so we went with her aunt and some guy that her aunt met at the hotel that she was at. Super nice guy. He goes to Hawaii like once a year, so he knew this hike, and it was remarkable. It was typical stranger. No, he was really, really nice guy. Lived in I think Denver, but somewhere in Colorado, and he was visiting, and he took us on this awesome hike. Shout out to Ben, who's going to be listening to this, because everybody in the entire United States hears this podcast.
Of course. Don't forget about when you took that one person up to the volcano and threw him in because you had to make a sacrificial volcano to the volcano gods.
Blessings and prosperity. But yeah, so we did the hike. I could probably find, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was pretty nice. Rigorous, actually.
Was it?
We got a really good workout in, but man, when you got to the top, it was breathtaking. So,
nice. Were you above the clouds?
Hot, but I don't even think there was clouds, honestly, that day. I don't know if we were even that. There was one part of the island, I think you could actually, where we were at the top, you could go down and then back up this other. There was a higher point on the island that we didn't go to, but so there was one part that was blocked. So I don't know, maybe on that very, very tippy top.
I remember when I was a kid, I was like 9-10 years old, going to Hawaii. And we did this hike, and we were on Maui. And this hike that went up, we wound up above the clouds. So you kind of walked right through the clouds, and the clouds were nestling down. So when we got up, and then you'd look into it, and there was a sleeping volcano, and there was shadows and stuff in it. It was the most breathtaking thing. And I remember feeling like, I am so close to heaven right now. I'm above the clouds. I was just a little kid, but it was such an impression. The way the light was coming through the clouds and being above the clouds.
I remember one time I went to Hawaii and I found this little tiki figurine and I wore it around my neck, and I was drowned in the ocean.
No,
and
that's the Brady Bunch.
That was a Brady Bunch.
Nice try.
There's a weird guy in a cave.
Yeah, it reminds me of the time
that my life.
I was the chief's child, and I had to find Maui and Jacob. That's and I had to sing this great
hook.
song.
I don't know what happened to my hook, but
yeah.
Anyways,
Jacob, that's the movie Moana. That's literally the plot to Moana. Oh
yeah.
They stole your life. Made a movie out of it.
It was a beautiful trip. It was really fun. First time ever in Hawaii. First time ever really anywhere tropical for me. I've never been to even like Florida. I've never, California and stuff. The beaches there, but I've never been to the Bahamas or even we've been to Mexico a few times, but we've never been to the beaches, Cancun and stuff like that. So it was breathtaking. And yeah, we had a blast. We really enjoyed the lily koi is the flavor. It's a flavored drink, and they have candy that's lily koi flavor, and it was our favorite. We were pounding that stuff like there was no tomorrow. Yeah, the food was great. You know, it was just overall awesome experience. We can't wait to go again. So
nice. Well, we will go again. In fact, we'll probably be there next June because Aaliyah's marching band will be in Hawaii.
Oh, really?
So we decided just after
they're doing a trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, just after the school year ends, they're doing a trip to Hawaii for the band. So we're gonna go and so we can see her and do it.
Yeah, that'd be
sounds
cool.
like they got
kind of double it as a.
Yeah, they got it all planned
trip.
out, man. They keep them pretty busy too.
She'll be playing
Over
on
there.
the deck of the
Well,
Missouri. One of them's underwater. It's Missouri and an
said-
Arizona.
go,
One's
Really?
underwater.
Oh, that's underwater.
That won't be that one.
I don't know which one it was, but it was
We were
kinda funny.
teasing, but they'll be playing on the deck, and then they get to go to Polynesian Cultural Center, and they get to do a tour of a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Okay.
cool. They got it all dialed in. So
Wow. Yeah,
So
that'll be
we'll
cool for you
probably
guys
do a little
to
trip.
go too. Yeah.
I'll be at
Double it as a
Aulani. They'll be
vacation.
at wherever they're going to be.
shit, you
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Exactly.
Whatever. It'll be a busy year for us, vacation wise.
Make up for the COVID time, you know?
I'm telling you.
Do some traveling.
Well, we've got our trip in November, then we have a trip in March, and then we'd have a trip in June. So it would be boom, ba-da-rum, ba-da-rum.
So
So
nice.
Yeah.
nice. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
And then
That was
Dad will
another
be
thing too with
depressed.
the it's all over. I was gonna say that's the other thing though with COVID and stuff. We had to get a test, a COVID test, and then show the results. You know, when we got off the plane in the airport, and you had to get a certain type of test. I forget which one it was now, but you can't get an instant test. So but you have to get it within 72 hours
Yeah.
of your arrival time. But it also requires you to like do a swab, and then they have to send it into a lab. So you're just like fingers crossed that they get it in.
Yeah.
But we got it in less than 24 hours back. They sent it to the lab. We went to Walgreens. They sent it to the lab, got it back, emailed us the results and stuff. So yeah, there's a little pressure there when you go into Hawaii during these times. You know, you got to make sure you have all your ducks in a row.
Well, hopefully
you
by
go.
the time we go, we don't got to do all that stuff. I hope.
Yeah. You know, you got a
Yeah.
year, so we'll see how things look. But
Yeah.
thanks again, guys, for.
You're very welcome.
Well, thanks
For
for being
letting
on
us
the
go to Aulani. It
podcast,
was
Jacob.
Oh, I forgot we were on a podcast. I thought we were just.
I mean, I wish Sophia would have been on her too, but I know she's busy with
Yeah.
the show and everything.
Yeah, she's actually she just called me. She just finished her show, so she probably wants me to go grab her and stuff, go pick her up. But yeah,
I was supposed
we
to
were
pick
talking
her up
about
like
it
30
earlier.
minutes ago,
Whoops. Yeah. And
she's
to our-
fine. She's tough.
to our DVC friends out there, gifting points to someone, gifting a vacation was actually a very easy thing to do. The process was simple. Disney worked with me the entire time, and I had it within 24 hours. I had it completely dialed in for them and customized to them. So it really wasn't a hard thing. So if you got points you got to burn, or you want to gift somebody some points, some of those workers that have been slaving away over the last year, don't be afraid to do that and book them something special.
Yeah, and check-in too. I was wondering how check-in was going to work because you booked it and everything, but yeah, it was totally seamless. We showed our IDs.
I got online and did your online check-in. So that
Oh, did you really?
I was, because it was sending
there
it
you
to
go.
me. So I did your online check-in. So all you had to do
we
was
just
log
showed
in and
up.
show your ID.
That's a good
and
little
go in.
tip
There you go.
for other people too. I mean, especially if they're dealing
Yeah.
with family or friends, that they could do that for them.
Did you wonder how I was following you like every minute of the day? I was able to say, okay, go do this. There's something at 2. There's something, because they were sending me all the activities that were available.
Oh, was that
That
was?
piece of trash you just walk by. What?
It was
How does
pretty
she
funny.
know that?
I'm watching
It's
it.
kind of scary.
Yeah. So yeah, awesome experience. Go to the gift shop, grab a good souvenir you always remember. I grabbed a shirt. I wore it just yesterday. Grab something that'll be useful to you when you're in the
Yeah,
gift shop.
definitely.
So
Absolutely.
All
Well,
right.
it was fun to do that. We
thanks
still got to
again,
get you
Jacob.
guys to Disney with us sometime.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, it works out one of these
Seriously.
days. I'd like to
sooner
spend-
rather than later.
Yeah.
Everybody at one point be with us would be a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
well, Jacob, thank you for being on the podcast and sharing us your experience at Aulani. I think you guys got to see a lot in a little short amount of time you were there.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
Did pretty good.
and tell Sophia that we wish she was on with us because that would have added some more to
I'll
the.
guilt trip her.
Guilt tripping.
My dad was crying that you weren't on. I had to talk him down before we started the podcast. So,
yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the podcast and our little talk on Aulani. And until next time, you guys all have a great week and see you next time.
Thanks all.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.